How's it going, guys? So, as you can see by the title of the video, I bought a new machine. This is a tractor I have been wanting for a long time. Not this specific model, but just the tractor platform itself. So this is an 1872 Cub Cadet, also known by the collectors as the Super Cub. There are quite a few models. I originally had been looking for a 1772, which is the three-cylinder Kubota diesel version of this. But I settled on this one when it came up for sale super cheap. I drove all the way to Maryland for this thing. Now, I'm from Massachusetts. I'm in Massachusetts right now. But I was in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania for the Keystone Nationals, which you guys saw in the last video. When I was down there, it just so happened that this thing popped up for 300 or for, what was it, 500 bucks. It had no side covers. The guy says it just pukes oil when you try and start it. It will not run. I'm like, okay, that's fair enough. It had turf tires with wheel weights, a mower deck, and a ripped up seat. I messaged the guy because I was interested. It was about an hour south of where I was. I really had no way of getting it home actually at the time. But the guy and me and the guy ended up agreeing on 400 bucks for it. I figured I couldn't pass a Super Cub up for $400. I'd always regret it if I did. So I went down there to grab it. Just so happened that he was actually missing one of the side covers. So I talked him down a little bit more and we ended up settling on 375 bucks. So when I got it, I checked the oil. The oil looked clean, but way over full. It was almost coming out of the tube. So that immediately told me that it was way over full on oil, and that's probably why it was puking oil out of everywhere and smoking everywhere. Pulled the air filter off, and the air filter was soaked in oil as well. So I went through, I checked everything out, and it was good enough for 375 bucks that I grabbed it. Thankfully, I found an enclosed trailer for my father to buy while we were down there, so I could just load it right in that and wouldn't have to worry about it. So I got home and I kept checking the oil, and I'm like, it seems, it's way over full. So let me, drain it. Yeah, so that's where the problem was. I drained it, and it had to have been maybe a gallon of fuel. There wasn't any oil in there. It was mostly just fuel. I don't know why it looked so clean and it didn't smell like fuel on the dipstick. But yeah, so that happened. I drained that all out. The head, or not the head, the cylinder was completely full of oily, gas. The exhaust was also full. So I drained everything out. I pulled the spark plugs, like crank over, get all that squared away. As of now, I am going to probably pull the engine and change the starter because the starter's a little finicky. And I also need to get this cover for the engine right there. Other than that, this thing's not half bad. I did have to fix a couple other things on the transmission side of things. I put a new replenishing valve in it because it was leaking. Then just a few minutes ago, this thing just took off and I couldn't stop it. The two little snap rings popped off of the rack there for going forward and backward. So I fixed that. That's all set. And now it runs and drives pretty good. I'm looking for a plow, snow plow for the front, and I'm probably going to look around, see if I can get a nice 3-point for the rear, which is pretty cool. So these tires I already owned. I've had these on Wheel Horse actually a while ago, and I think they look perfect on here. I love that look. Put a brand new seat from Tractor Supply. A little, so I got it for, I actually got it on another tractor, but I got it for a good deal, so. And this one's got power steering and all that good stuff. The front tires are brand new. The rear tires are brand new too, but I don't really have use for turf tires. Put a fairly new battery in it. I'm going to change the hydraulic fluid tonight, I think. But one of the coolest things about this tractor is where it came from. So like I said, Maryland, but it was sold by Messick's. I don't know if you guys watch their videos as much as I do. I love all the Messick's equipment videos, so that's a really cool thing to have for me. So I'm really happy with it. I don't have any plans of ever selling it. I might end up diesel swapping it in the future if this engine starts to run like crap again. But yeah, we'll see. So I've always loved the Super Garden tractors. I had them all on my bucket list, like the D-Series Wheel Horse, the large frame Bolins, Super Cub. I think there's a couple other ones. Like the John Deere 420, 430s. I still wouldn't mind getting a 430 or 420. I'm not in desperate need of one though. I don't mind if I don't get one. I'm not going to be actively searching one out like I was the Super Cub. But if one pops up my way, I'll probably go grab it. Even a 425 or 455, 445, I'd grab. I don't know if those would be Super Garden tractors, whatever. So I've bought a D-Series Wheel Horse, hated it. large frame Bohlins, hated it. This thing I am in love with. So that's pretty good. I'm pretty happy with it so far. If you guys want to see a full rundown video on it, all the lights work, headlights work, both tail lights work. It's pretty good. Brand new brake pads in the rear. I mean, it's got what is it? 1,069 hours. I got it at 1,068. It charges, PTO works, everything works. So pretty happy with it. Yeah, thank you guys for watching. That's pretty much it.